আমাদের মধ্যে আছেন আমাদের বন্ধু আমাদের সুহৃদ শ্রীমতী রিঞ্চেন ওয়াংমো। আমরা লাদাখে গিয়ে তার অপূর্ব আতিথেয়তার পেয়েছি। I would like to invite our friend Rinchen Wanghmo on stage to share her experience. Please welcome Rinchen. All the way from Ladakh, she has come to join this.
Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, Priyanka. Today's guest of honor, Professor Kaushik Basu, President Nandritam, Shri P.K. Giriji, Principal Felix, Secretary Nandritam, Ms. Ranjana Sen Gupta, Executive Committee of Nandritam, Principal Nandritam, Ms. Ruma Ma'am, the extremely talented teachers of Felix School of Education and the teachers and trainers of Education for All project. Good afternoon, all of you. Thank you so much for inviting us here, Ranjana. Thank you so much. There is so much to learn. I am humbled and pleased at the same time to be a part of this function today at the Felix School of Education. I'm extremely honored and happy that I and my school, the New Millennium Children's School, is collaborating with Felix School on the project called the Education for All. So, Education for All, in Education or for All, what are we doing in Ladakh? In Ladakh, see, Ladakh is a newly formed union territory. Before that, people didn't even know that, Ladakh existed in India. My own experience, I was practicing in Delhi as a lawyer, and in the Supreme Court, I met a lawyer from Tamil Nadu. So he tells me one day, "Oh, if you're from Ladakh, why are you practicing in India?" I was like, "Oh, sorry, sir, I don't know where else to go and practice." So that was our situation. So you can imagine the condition of education in Ladakh, what we have, what kind of education is there. I'm not talking about the city, main town, Leh, but beyond that, the condition of education is really, really poor. See, I went back from Delhi to work for mainly one type of community in Ladakh, which is called the Champa community, which is who are based in the high deserted mountains of Ladakh. They live in tents called rebos, knitted by themselves, woven by themselves with yak wool. So they have a shifting lifestyle, like every 2 months they shift from one place to another. So in that condition, it is very difficult for them to provide education to their children. Government schools accept their children only at the age of 6, 7, 8. Sometimes if they are stout and, not tall and healthy, they say the child is too small. So the child reaches almost 8 and 10. And, they end up going to nursery class at the age of 8. So there's this problem and learning disparity which is happening. So in our school, we provide education to all these children from the nomadic belts, orphans, far-flung areas of Ladakh, not just Changtang, but other regions, the Pakistan border also, we have children from there. But now, the gap that we saw during COVID, like people, experts all over the world, they say there was a gap of 2 years. But at my place, it's not a gap of 2 years. 2 years of not going to school and maybe 2 years of forgetting whatever they learned all these years. So there's a huge gap which we cannot even imagine. Children returning from home in class 7th is not able to read a single line in the book, If it is an 8-letter word, they're taking few seconds to first read each alphabet and then pronounce the word. That is the condition of the students today. I'm with Education for All project, with the courses that we are doing with basic numeracy, literacy, classroom management, it has helped us so much. So we provided training, these trainings. I thought, looking at the condition of my own school, I thought the condition of the government schools of these villages would be really bad. So I requested Ranjana, Ranjana, can we please have the teachers of the government middle schools for training? So Ranjana said, why not? Then we spoke to the principal diet, District Institute of Education and Training. And then we discussed with him, sir, can we have a training like this? And we have these experts from West Bengal who are willing to provide training to our teachers. They were very happy and then very welcoming. We provided training to 60 government school teachers, like 60 schools. Some schools send 2 teachers, some schools send 1 teacher, and few private schools of Ladakh. In total, we provided training to 97 teachers of Ladakh, which really benefited, which showed many people, even the many school principals said this training should happen again, but not for 3 days. Like we conducted for 3 days this time. The principal diet happened to call me to his office, and then he requested this training should be there for minimum 15 days, if possible for 1 month. So I have requested Ranjana, I would request Ranada also that let's do something, 1 month, I understand it will not be possible. We should have it for minimum 15 days so that, education really becomes fun, education really becomes interesting, children would really want to go home. So we see another problem in Ladakh is the dropout rates. Not of the rich families. Students of rich families, they don't drop out of school. Students of the poor families, they drop out of school. Why? Because at home, there is nobody to teach them. Okay. Secondly, in the border areas, after Ladakh became a UT, a lot of construction work is going on, especially road construction. So Grief and all these big construction companies, they hire laborers. And then being a high altitude region, the laborers are being paid pretty well. So the student, when the child becomes about 16, so they become, healthy to work, like they can work in road, as road laborers. So these constructions go on for 2-3 years. The students drop out of school. The parents think, they're earning pretty well. Why should they go to school? What is the point? They go work with Grief, they go work with all these big construction companies for 2-3 years. After that, they are like nowhere to go. Because beyond that, their village has 15 families. Everybody, the entire family is employed in the Grief labor. But when the construction work is over, again, they're back to zero. So after that, they don't know what to do, where to look for. Government is, of course, what can the government do? So much cannot be done. So to stop that, we need to reach the interior areas. I would request Ranjana that this time we conduct the trainings and probably, visit the interior areas of Ladakh, the nomadic tents, how they live, how their children go to school. Many a times I would just cite an incident. After I had gone back from Delhi, there was one children whose notebooks were all, grayish and black, and it had marks everywhere. So I was like, what is this? This is not the way you keep a notebook. So he was like, and he had done all his homework. So I was like, why is it like this? Why is it so dirty? So he says, ma'am, there's no electricity. So what we do is we burn wood, and then in that light, they do the homework. So this is the condition of children. This is the condition. We can't expect them to be, as good as the children of these metropolitan cities, extremely expensive schools, and all of this. Here, I've learned so much. At Felix School, I saw, I could not distinguish which children is coming from which background. All of them were speaking the same language. All of them had the same level of confidence. All of them were innovative. All of them, were so confident and so good and so happy coming to school. That's the kind of a school I'm looking for. And, that is the kind of school we should all have. Thank you so much, all of you, for teaching me so much, for enriching. My experience here has been so enriching. that, I'm looking forward to learning many more things from you. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.